Board meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mr. Borthwick?
Here.
Mr. Casey? Mrs. Chesak?
Present.
Ms. Fox?
Present.
Ms. Merkel?
Here.
Mr. McAndrew?
Present.
Mrs. Yanni?
Present.
Mr. Holmes?
Present.
8 present, 1 absent, or 7 present, 1 absent, sorry.
All right, make a motion to approve the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain? Communications to the Executive Board. Sessions were held on February 25th and this evening discussing personal litigations, real estate, negotiations, and safety. Solicitors report.
No report, thank you.
I'm sorry, that should say March 28th. That was last week, correct?
Okay.
Last Monday, sorry about that.
Superintendent's report.
Thank you, President Holmes. It was a very, very busy March, especially with central office level administration. I spent a lot of time on the road during March, and I'm really excited to share back with some of the things that we've done. In the middle of March, Rob DeLuca, Tim Wolf, Pat Laffey, Katona Miller, Liz Hemphill, and I attended the Ignite session for the University of Virginia project. You've heard me speak of the University of Virginia project before. This is called Partners in Leadership through the Darden School of Business at the University of Virginia. We are being funded for this project by the Pennsylvania Department of Education, and we are working under Dr. Saylor for this project. This summer, we will have a cohort of 6 principals along with 6 central office administrators going back to the University of Virginia for extensive professional development. It really was an awesome experience. Each of the participants shared out to the full staff what they took away from the experience, and we're really excited to be engaged in the work. Today, Rob DeLuca met for an extensive amount of time with the women from University of Virginia who will be working with us. I also had the privilege of representing the school district at the Urban Superintendents of America Association's Women in Leadership Conference in Austin, Texas. I was asked to present on a panel with fellow female superintendents from across the country. It really was an awesome experience to be able to sit with other female superintendents from around the country who run very large urban school districts. The opportunity to network and hear best practices that are working for them, programs and curricular enrichments that are working for them, things that I could bring back here for the teachers and the students of the Scranton School District is really an awesome opportunity. And to be able to sit on stage with a panel of other superintendents representing Los Angeles County Public Schools, Detroit, Michigan Public Schools, Missouri, and then a woman who was 92 years old, who was one of the first African-American female superintendents in the country. To represent Scranton in that was really awesome, and I was really proud to share the great things the Scranton School District is doing. To everyone out there, we did give us small extensions on when grades are being due. From teachers, grades will not be due until Tuesday, April 8th. So for parents and guardians, we anticipate report cards being available next week. So this is 3rd marking period report cards. I cannot believe we are in the 4th marking period, but here we are. 4th quarter progress reports will be sent out on May 2nd. That's before the next time that I'll have superintendent's comments, so I wanted to get that out there. Real important, our PSSA testing for grades 3 through 8 begins Tuesday, April 22nd, and it runs through May 1st. Our English language arts testing will take place April 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Math testing is April 28th and 29th, and science testing is April 30th and May 1st. Whether you agree or disagree, this is the litmus test by which we are held on state standardized testing. Please These are so important. Talk to your children about the relevance of these tests. Our teachers have worked so hard with our kids to get them ready for them. This is the first year we'll be testing fully online, so it will be a little bit of a change in our testing. Just as an update, we've been working with our teachers on curriculum updates. You're going to see updates to 512 social studies, 6-8 art, K-12 music, advanced journalism, and a submission of the pre-K curriculum. So thank you to all of the teachers who've served on those committees to help write the curriculum and the curriculum updates. You did a really awesome job. Administrative Professional Day is April 23rd. I would like to take this moment beforehand to thank all of our administrative professionals for their hard work and for all they do to keep our buildings running smoothly. I know that without Peggy, there's a real good shot I wouldn't make it through the day. So these are, our administrative professionals are vital parts of the school functioning. And to Mrs. Orr, thank you. We love you. April 2nd was Paraprofessionals Day. We did send something out to all our paraprofessionals. Again, schools only run because of the work that everyone brings forward, and our paraprofessionals are such an integral part of helping educate our children. I want to thank them once more for all the hard work that they do. For everyone out there, April is Autism Awareness Month. Here at the Scranton School District, we uplift and celebrate the marvelous exceptionalities of all of our children, and we support our autistic community. It's something that's personal to me, having autism in my family, and I really want to take this moment that everyone should take just a few days and celebrate the fact that it's Autism Awareness Month. I would like to make a big congratulations to all of our employees and students who participated in the Scranton Half Marathon on Sunday. This is an incredible achievement, and we're very, very proud of you. I'll throw a little shout out to Mr. Wolf, who did the back-to-back on the 5K the first day and the Scranton Marathon, the half marathon the second day. Way to go, Mr. Wolf. Last Friday, Mr. O'Donnell and I had the opportunity to go to City Hall Friday evening for a small ceremony celebrating artists from both high schools. When you walk into City Hall right now, the artwork that's hanging there from West Scranton High School and Scranton High School is absolutely magnificent. Please, if you get a chance, stop by. There was a picture of Ella Baker that I couldn't stop staring at. It was absolutely unbelievable. But to all of the artists who had their artwork chosen to hang in City Hall, congratulations. It is just awesome. I would also like to inform the board and the public that we have began partnering with NEIU, the central administration, on our strategic plan that will play out over the next 5 years. The overarching goal of the strategic plan is to look at what is the pathway for us to do what I said I wanted to do almost a year ago at Scranton High School, which is be the premier urban school district in the state of Pennsylvania. So we have members of central office, principals, community partners, teachers, members of all of our bargaining units, other stakeholders who were part of the steering committee meeting on the 24th of March. We reviewed the pillars to this plan. We are going to be looking for volunteers to serve on the subcommittees for those pillars, and this is really exciting work. I will be in Washington, D.C. the next 2 days. This is the end of my worldwide travel, just so everyone knows. I'm not leaving after this, but I will be as part of the ELPC Fellowship. I sent the agenda out to the whole school community today. We have a number of high-level speakers representing a lot of people in Washington, D.C. that we'll be interacting with on Tuesday and Wednesday. In addition to that, we will be having meetings with Senator McCormick, Senator Fetterman, and Representative Brezhnehan while we're there. So I'm very excited to advocate for the Scranton School District during that time. Lastly, I'd like to throw congratulations out to the district. We were just given official word that we received $284,000 from the PCCD, and this will be used towards our PA systems. So we're really excited and thankful to receive that money. And from a personal level, tomorrow is my first anniversary. I started here on the solar eclipse last year on April 8th. I've completed 1 year of service. It has been awesome to be back I am so proud of the work that we've done in all areas of the district. I think we've accomplished tremendous things together in 1 year, and I look so forward to the next 4 years with all of you. Thank you, President Holmes.
Thank you. We have no CRO report, correct?
Dr. Saylor's online, correct?
Yes,
Dr.
I am. Congratulations, Aaron. Keep up the good work. That's my report.
Thank you, Dr. Saylor. All right, we'll now move on to the PSBA report.
I think we're going to do, don't we do the students first?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I jumped them. Apologize. We will have a student report from Mandy Martin from West Scranton.
Right. Good evening, members of the board. I'm happy to be presenting at my second home here at West Scranton and to provide you with a brief overview of the months of March and early April, focusing on the students in West Scranton and the surrounding elementary schools. Here at West Scranton, this Thursday, April 10th, will be the Music from Pop Culture, showcasing at West High, put together by the Music and Arts Department. Doors open at 6 p.m. for the art show. At 6:30, the auditorium will open, and the concert will begin at 7. Entry is free to the public, and donations are accepted. West Scranton High will be hosting an art fest this Saturday, April 12th, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. There will be live music, craft vendors, art showcases, kids' activities, and an egg hunt. There will be a spring fling on May 9th. It'll be in the courtyard from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Tickets are $20, and students are encouraged to come as you are, meaning grab something right out of your closet, no fuss, no stress, just dancing. At West Middle School, congratulations to Ria Patel, grade 6, on her selection as Scholar of the Month for March. The subject area was reading. Congratulations to Wyatt Frommert, grade 5, on his selection as Student of the Month for March. The characteristic was courteous and respectful. Coach Mangan planned and held a very successful 3-on-3 basketball tournament. Each grade had a separate bracket and winning team. It was a great event at WSIS, and fun was had by all. A big thank you to Coach Aaron Mangan and all you do for the Invaders in and out of the classroom. Coach Mangan also represented WSIS against the Harlem Wizards last Friday night. At Charles Sumner, they enjoyed their third quarter blowout with a bubble dance party and an egg-sighting relay races. There were 12 students who were awarded the title Sumner Star for the month of March, which are Sumner Stars who are responsible, respectful, and ready to learn each day. Their kindest star is Kalia McKenzie. Her name was on their Sumner Kindness tree the most in the month of March. These are students who are seen being kind, and their names are put on the tree and announced every morning. There are 50 students who had perfect attendance for the month of March as well. At John F. Kennedy, they wrapped up Girl Scouts during lunch and recess for kindergarten through 4th grade with special ceremonies which included certificates, song, and recognition. Their scouts, formerly Boy Scouts, participated in very first JFK Pinewood Derby this past weekend. Scouts raced the cars constructed during recess and lunch. The spring session of Girls on the Run is well on its way, and the 3rd and 4th grade girls are mentally and physically prepared for the May race at JFK. JFK had a record number of readers participate in the Robo-Readers Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Penguins Incentive Program, coordinated by their very own Mrs. Tesluk. They celebrated Women's History Month with a guest visit from the Lackawanna girls softball team. The team came and read to all of their classes for the afternoon. JFK is wrapping up on One School Community, One Book event with the reading of the Magic Tree House book, The Nights at Dawn. Participating families received a copy of the book to read at each night, discussing and log readings, and classroom teachers are reading a chapter each day to the students as well. All the students at JFK participated in Big Prize Bingo as part of their school-wide positive behavior support this past Monday. And April is Autism Acceptance Month at JFK, and they are participating in a number of activities to continue to draw awareness and acceptance to the school community. For the Scranton Cyber Academy, they had a student and family engagement event at the Electricity Aquarium today. 191 Cyber Academy students and 172 parents attended this event. This was by far Scranton Cyber Academy's most successful event to date. Their next event is their annual end-of-the-year blowout at Nayog Park. This is scheduled for May 28th, where students and families will be served lunches, participate in several different types of lawn games, and will be eligible for several different raffles run by the teaching staff. For the Wildcats, on March 6th, the Wildcats had a visit from the Jumping Jack from the Harlem Wizards. They were making their rounds for these elementary schools. The kids were very excited for Mrs. Rucker to be playing against them. On March 11th, members of the 3rd grade playground committee explored the trails of Nayog Park, learned more about natural watersheds and the river systems in our area. Thank you, Valley Emotion and Trust for Public Land, for this amazing opportunity. On March 30th, in partnership with Valley in Motion and Trust for Public Land, had a playground, pizza, and Acon party. More than 200 Wildcats gathered for some fun and to plan for the new playground together. The Wildcats ended the month with Mr. Peter the Reptile Guy. Students who displayed the Willard Way slithered, hopped, and crawled, celebrating their excellent behavior. Great job, Wildcats. It's clear that these students have had much progress since the beginning of the year, and I'm confident that they will continue to surprise us until June. Thank you all for your time, and have a good night.
Thank you, Maddie.
As Declan's walking up to the microphone, Declan, I don't mean to embarrass you, but I was just given a very big piece of information I'd like to share with the audience, that you were awarded a full presidential scholarship to the University of Scranton.
Dr. Keating, why he did so well was he is a graduate of Prescott Preschool.
That's true.
So Declan, no introduction. Congratulations.
Declan, congratulations. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Wonderful.
Good evening. March was a great month within the district, and April's looking to follow. I'll start with McNichols Plaza tonight. The NED show visited McNichols Plaza and taught about growth mindset. Penn State Master Gardeners also visited and presented to first grade on poison prevention and being safe at home. Fourth grade has been hands-on this quarter, creating projects by upcycling items in their homes, using old materials to create and invent new ones. They ended the quarter with the annual science fair and had a great time. Many fourth graders also participated in the NEIU Reading Relay this year. Congratulations to all. The Girl Scouts hosted their end-of-the-year celebrations for the kindergarten, first, second, and third grade girls who participated in their Brownies program. Students earned their badges and celebrated with their families. The Plaza's third and fourth grade students that participated in Boy Scouts competed in a derby race. Students made their own derby cars and raced them at lunch in front of their peers. The winners were Andy Mejia Mendoza in third place, Chrisley Fernandez in second place, and Caleb Myers in first place. Ms. Nora Hanos from the Attorney General's office presented to the students and staff on cyber safety and being safe on the internet. Plaza also hosted their first annual family showcase. Parents and guardians were invited into the school after dismissal. Teachers gave a short presentation and shared resources for families and students. Students toured the school with their families to show them their daily routine show of hard work. Lastly, the Plaza wants to congratulate Ms. Stuke and Ms. Sinclair's class. They went on a field trip to the Art House Theater and received an extremely kind email regarding their behavior and manners during the field trip. The email was to commend the outstanding behavior, manners, and overall decorum of the Plaza students, representing the school with grace and respect. It was a great month for McNichols Plaza overall. On March 13th at Scranton High, the school counselors held a trade and industry fair where students were exposed to and allowed to explore several career paths. It was a great time for all involved. Freshman Semi was held last Friday, April 4th, and students had a great time at the Green Ridge Club. Prom contracts are available and tickets will be sold beginning the week of April 28th. A successful blood drive was held with Red Cross also on April 4th. Thank you to all who contributed. Last Tuesday, April 1st, Tricia Patel and Isabella Lydell represented Scranton High and got a tour of the Capitol building with the Marty Flynn program. Emma Carney, Matthew Hill, Addison Bone, Hope Polishin, and I represented the Scranton High at NEIU Academic Challenge, also held last Tuesday. The Scranton Cheer Team joined with the Mid-Valley Pride Squad for a charity event and raised funds for the ARC of Northeastern Pennsylvania. Scranton High's Susical the Musical will be held April 10th to 13th. Shows are at 7 p.m. Thursday through Saturday and 2 p.m. on Sunday. Tickets are $10. Good luck to the cast. The Night Ambassadors will host Take Your Child to Work Day on April 25th. The kids have lots of activities planned around the school and are set to have a great time as always. PSSA testing starts April 22nd for STEM students. Good luck to all taking the exams. Drug Endangered Children's Day is on April 23rd, and activities are being planned to raise awareness. A Mental Health Awareness Week is being held the first week of May, and Avidum, Night Ambassadors, and SAC Club are planning activities around the school. Overall, March was a very productive month, and April is aimed to follow. Thank you for your time.
Thank you to both of you.
The great thing about modern technology, President Holmes, is that you can be corrected and scolded during meetings. It is Assistant Principals Week. I did not know that. I would like to thoroughly thank our assistant principals for all of their hard work, because we would not function without them. They are amazing people, so thank you for all they do as well.
Thank you. Now we'll move on to the PSBA report.
All right, so just the PSBA updates. They just had on the 4th a virtual spring legal roundup, so I'm not sure if anybody attended it. There's one on April 14th for the Ethics Act, how to stay out of the papers and out of trouble. And PSBA Advocacy Day in Harrisburg is May 13th this year. And that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll now move on to public comment. At this time, the board welcomes public comment. Each speaker will be allowed 3 minutes to speak. Union officials will be allowed 4 minutes. And if your time is passed, when your time is passed, we ask that you finish your sentence and kindly wrap up your sentence and turn over to another speaker. You cannot pass your time on to another speaker. At this time, we'll welcome Barb O'Malley.
Good evening. My name is Barb O'Malley. I'm a resident of Scranton. I'm here to address the contract for legal services on the agenda tonight, specifically the proposal from the firm of Joyce, Carmody, and Moran, which I'll refer to as JCM. It is my understanding that President Holmes directed the vendor committee to negotiate the contract with JCM. But that, of course, was before the public was made aware of a letter JCM attorney Brendan Fitzgerald wrote on company letterhead pertaining to a Scranton City Council candidate. An unusual move for a Pittston-based law firm, wouldn't you agree? JCM interjected itself into the race based on concerns about transparency, public trust, and ethics, all very important. Wouldn't you agree? Yet, JCM has not identified on whose behalf they wrote the letter. So much for transparency. Wouldn't you agree? The only link that I can see between JCM and Scranton City Council is Director McAndrew, who is a candidate for
Point of order.
Scranton City Council.
To Van Busker.
Good evening, school board members and Dr. Can. Put on your ruby slippers, click them 3 times, and join Dorothy, Toto, Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion at Ritz Theater at 222 Wyoming Ave as they adventure down the yellow brick road to meet the wizard and help Dorothy and Toto get home. Show dates are May 16th at 7 p.m. and May 17th at 2 p.m. and again 7 p.m. Tickets will be $10.15. We all hope to see you somewhere over the rainbow.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Holly Mead.
Hello. During the last work session, it came to our attention that the board was hiring a new solicitor. Initially, it was stated that our current solicitor was charging $200 per hour, and the new one would charge $240. When I looked at the agenda this morning, it now says that the new law firm will be also charging $200 an hour with a retainer, $60,000 for this year. As stated in the resolution, 1, phone calls between JCM, central administration, and board members on any non-litigation issues. 2, email correspondence between JCM, central administration, and board members on any non-litigation issues. 3, weekly virtual meetings with JCM and senior administration. And 4, attendance of all regularly scheduled board meetings and informational sessions, as well as attendance on any company executive sessions. I noticed we paid our current firm roughly about $35,000 for the month of February and about $45,000 for the month of April. So this is a very lucrative contract for whichever firm the board chooses. My questions to the board are, what is the annual expenditure for our current law firm services? How many hours were billable in the 2023-2024 school year? What was the reasoning for terminating the new law firm's contract back in 2018-19? The reason behind all these questions is money, and money that the students in the Scranton School District deserve to have spent on their needs. Funding is extremely hard to obtain from the state. I just want to make sure that we're spending these critical dollars wisely. I'm not asking these questions to be a smart aleck. I'm really just asking them to understand why we are choosing a new firm.
Thank you. Right now, Rosemary Bolin.
Yep.
Good evening, directors. I want to start with an event that took place at the courthouse this past Saturday. It's a hands-off rally that I attended, and I was so happy to see so many people turn out and stand up. As all of us know, Washington right now is being dismantled. Our government is a mess, and they are dismantling the Department of Education. They're dismantling the health that we've had since forever, I think. And I just learned again today, another child died because she was not given a vaccine for measles. And there's an epidemic now, over 500 children in Texas alone, because people are listening to false science and acting upon false science. And I think we all have to stand together on this, and we do have to say hands off our public schools, because the people he put in charge of our public school system and the system throughout the whole country is disgusting. It's all about money and cutting public schools, cutting funding for our IEP students, cutting funding for free lunch, free breakfast, and the list just keeps on growing every day. We all have to stand together on this. It can't be an administration standing one way and the union stands another way. We're all in this together. Every one of us needs to be strong and strong-willed about standing in opposition to all of this that's coming out of Washington. It's a national disgrace. People told me he talks and he doesn't mean what he says. He does talk, and yes, he does mean what he's saying, because the proof is in the pudding. We had 4 soldiers come back to the United States on the weekend on Saturday. The Lithuanian people lined the streets to honor those 4 soldiers. Our president was in a golf course in the state of Florida, driving a golf cart. We stand with the veterans in this country and their families. This is like a national disgrace that I never thought I'd hear about. I want to thank Dr. Keating. We were having some trouble over at Scranton High School, as you may or may not be aware. We had rodents. It's that time of year, and I called her, and she acted on it immediately. I can tell you that somebody from this school called me today and said mice were dancing in a classroom. Now, I've never seen mice dance myself, so I said, you better check that out for me and get back to me tomorrow. But I would ask the board and Dr. Keating if we could have the inspectors come into this building and please check this building out to see if we are having another issue over here. I know with construction, and we have a lot of it going on in our district, that seems to bring them out, any disturbance. And so I'm asking for a little bit of forethought on this thing and get the team in here to check for infestations in this particular school. And while we're at it, right down the road at West Intermediate. I want to also thank Dr. Keating for remembering our paraprofessionals. It took forever to get them that title because they were called aides. And finally, now they have a title that they deserve. They are paraprofessionals, and they do a wonderful job every day of the week. And they do some jobs that probably most of us in this room would not do. And so I appreciate her speaking out in favor of our paras. That's very important. I'm not going to keep you very long tonight because I know some students, I guess, are home reading books with their parents, and that goes along with our literacy job. And so let's keep that moving, and if we could plug that for all of our buildings to have the parents help their kids read every night, that would be awesome, and I think that would show up on our state testing. As everybody knows, I'm no fan of those tests, but they're there, and that's some of our subsidy comes from that. So let's do our best and get this thing done, and I thank the board for your kind attention.
Thank you. Virgil Agenta.
Good evening. I'm also here to ask about legal fees. I'm a candidate for Scranton City Council, advocating on transparency and accountability. I attended a recent school board meeting and inquired about legal fees. The agenda tonight and local newspaper articles indicate the board is accepting the immediate resignation of Katie Gilmartin as a school director. Can you clarify why she resigned? There are rumors of a plea bargain or a plea deal with prosecutors. Transparency and accountability. Does the public have the right to know the reason behind the abrupt resignation?
President Holmes, are we allowing the
Your
speakers
silence
to continue?
appears to
Excuse me, sir.
be like a cover-up.
We only have a letter of resignation. We do not have any additional information at this time, so we can't present it or
I
answer
understand that's a
questions.
personal issue, but spending taxpayer funds
Point of
is not a
order, just
personal
as
issue.
Director McAndrew is a director
about
sitting here and we
transparency
stopped
and
him from
accountability.
speaking.
Point of
Director
order.
Gilmartin
And I
is
ask-
still a director until such time as we accept her resignation. So point of order, please.
It's been cut off. I'm not going to say your last name because I will butcher it. Frank? It starts with an M. I'm sorry. How do you say your last name?
Frankie Malacario.
Sorry, I would have butchered it.
No problem. Yeah, it's fine. Long one, 9 letters. Since the paper was sold, Sarah Hall, who used to do great reporting, unfortunately, the new owners don't have someone on the school board beat quite like Sarah was. A lot of information that happens here doesn't really get out to the community, but recently there's been a lot of word spreading through the community and in the paper this time regarding the law firm that is up for vote for legal services today. I'm not politically connected, so I only know what's reported in the paper, but it smells fishy from like a layman's perspective. Unfortunately, I believe the PA Ethics Code is too narrow. I'm asking that if any board directors have had personal business relationships with any of the vendors that are up for bid, to recuse yourself. The PA Ethics doesn't define it as having a business relationship with someone. So if you were maybe represented by this firm before, in order to try to be a little bit more transparent, I would ask if anyone has had any relations to recuse themselves from this vote. I'm asking for you to go beyond the bare minimum as public officials, and that is what the bare minimum of the law would be. Thank you for hearing me out, and appreciate your time, directors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Before we move on, there's one thing I'd like to address. At no point, Ms. O'Malley, did I direct the vendor relations. None of the board members had anything to do with negotiation. That was handled through the solicitor we hired. Central administration at no point was any director part of negotiations at all. So again, that's false information I'd like to clear up. The board would not be a part of that. We have not been a part of any negotiations. We allow the central administration, the legal representation, negotiate. That is standard practice. Not one board director has had any part in that. Now, we'll move on to approve the meeting minutes from 12/19/24, 2/3/25, and 3/3/25.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
On the question? Roll call?
Mr. Borthwick?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mrs. Chesak?
Yes.
Ms. Fox?
Yes.
Ms. Merkel?
Yes.
Mr. McAndrew?
Yes.
Mrs. Yanni?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
8 affirmative.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
On the question?
On the question, we do have a lot of donations on the consent agenda, so I would just like to say a big thank you to everyone that donated to the district. It is greatly appreciated.
Roll call?
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mrs. Chesak?
Yes.
Ms. Fox?
No.
Ms. Merkel?
Yes.
Mr. McAndrew?
Yes.
Mrs. Yanni?
Yes.
Mr. Borthwick?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
7 affirmative, 1 negative, motion passes.
Budget and Finance Committee?
So we have a motion to approve the sale of the 2024 delinquent taxes to Municipal Revenue Services per the attached resolution. The financial impact is $4,301,435.15. Fees are not to exceed $250,000. Respectfully submitted.
Second.
On the question? Well, you have to have it first. You have to make the motion. He can't make the motion. You make it a second, I'm sorry, on the question.
He seconded.
I second it.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the question? Roll call?
Mrs. Chesak?
Yes.
Ms. Fox?
Yes.
Ms. Merkel?
Yes.
Mr. McAndrew?
Yes.
Mrs. Yanni?
Yes.
Mr. Borthwick?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
8 affirmative.
Okay. We'll have a motion to approve real estate tax settlements for properties described below. So the first PIN number is 1230301010005. Tax year 2013, current assessment is $713,700. The new assessment for that year will stay the same, budget impact 0. For 2024, the new assessment will be reduced to $272,000 for a budget impact of $65,305. For 2025, the new assessment will be $266,600 for a budget impact of $66,103. The second PIN number is 1230301001004. For 2023, the current assessment is $1,296,000. The assessment stays the same for 2023. For 2024, it goes down to $666,400 for a budget impact of $93,086. In 2025, the new assessment goes down to $651,000 for a budget impact of $95,363. The final PIN is 167-190-10003. The tax year is 2025. The current assessment is $539,200, and the new assessment is $434,000 for a budget impact of $15,554.
Second?
On the question? Roll call?
Ms. Fox?
No.
Ms. Merkel?
Yes.
Mr. McAndrew?
Yes.
Mrs. Yanni?
No.
Mr. Borthwick?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mrs. Chesak?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
6 affirmative, 2 negative, motion passes.
Education?
We will have a motion to approve the budget of the Career Technology Center of Lackawanna County for the fiscal year July 1, 2025 to June 30th, 2026, as previously provided for board review. Financial impact to the SSD is $1,783,448, a $49,414 increase from the prior year.
Second?
On the question? Roll call?
Ms. Merkel?
Yes.
Mr. McAndrew?
Yes.
Mrs. Yanni?
Yes.
Mr. Borthwick?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mrs. Chesak?
Yes.
Ms. Fox?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
8 affirmative.
We will have a motion to approve special education settlement agreements following legal review and negotiation. Settlement summaries previously provided to the board for review. 308062425KE.
Second?
On the question? Roll call?
Ms. Merkel?
Yes.
Mr. McAndrew?
Yes.
Mrs. Yanni?
Yes.
Mr. Borthwick?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mrs. Chesak?
Yes.
Ms. Fox?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
8 affirmative.
Operations?
All right, E1, we're going to have a motion to approve Kelly Brothers for replacing interior vestibule doors hardware at Scranton High School. This door hardware is required to make the door ADA accessible. Financial impact is $10,470.
Second?
On the question? Roll call?
Mr. McAndrew?
Yes.
Mrs. Yanni?
Yes.
Mr. Borthwick?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mrs. Chesak?
Yes.
Ms. Fox?
Yes.
Ms. Merkel?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
8 affirmative.
All right, sorry, I'm getting my papers together. E2, motion to award contract for West Intermediate School interior painting bid to Sean Bryn Construction.
Second.
On the question? Roll call?
Mrs. Yanni?
Yes.
Mr. Borthwick?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mrs. Chesak?
Yes.
Ms. Fox?
Yes.
Ms. Merkel?
Yes.
Mr. McAndrew?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
8 affirmative.
E3?
E3, motion to approve change orders for costs associated with work to remove the acoustical lay in the ceiling and provide an open ceiling for West Scranton Intermediate School renovations project number 033029. The first change order is GCCO-005, cost $19,427.10 to the general construction contract. The next one is MCCO-003, cost $1,979.50 to the mechanical construction contract. Next one is ECCO-007, cost $38,400 to the electrical construction contract. And finally, it is PCCO-004, cost $327.21 to the plumbing construction contract, with the total financial impact is $80,133.81.
Second?
On the question?
On the question, Mr. Laffey, is any of these funds being used with COVID funds?
These are not COVID funds. The West Scranton Intermediate project is funded through our capital improvement funds, as well as a grant with the state of Pennsylvania through the RACP program. So there's no federal funding for this project.
Roll call?
What's our design
Good.
fees on these?
I don't have it in front of me.
I don't have them in front of me. I can get them for you.
You want to table? Motion to table?
Yeah, I'd like to table the motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Borthwick?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mrs. Chesak?
Yes.
Ms. Fox?
Yes.
Ms. Merkel?
Yes.
Mr. McAndrew?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnny?
No.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
7 affirmative, 1 negative, motion passes.
Personnel,
I will prepare that and have it in a board memo this week.
thank you.
Thank you.
Personnel,
Okay, F1, motion to approve personnel report as attached. All hires are contingent upon all background checks and clearances.
Second.
on the question? Roll call?
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mrs. Chesak?
Yes.
Ms. Fox?
Yes.
Ms. Merkel?
Yes.
Mr. McAndrew?
Yes.
Mrs. Yanni?
Yes.
Mr. Borthwick?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
8 affirmative.
F2, motion to approve election of board secretary in accordance with PA School Code Section 404 and Board Policy 005. The board shall elect a secretary during the month of May in every fourth year, who shall serve for a 4-year term beginning the first day of July after such election. Therefore, the Scranton School Board of Directors hereby appoints Virginia Orr to serve as board secretary through July 2029.
Second.
On the question?
Jenny, you do a great job, so thank you.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thanks, Jenny.
Very appreciative of all you do for us, Jenny.
Thank you.
Jenny, you're an asset.
Thank you.
Roll call?
Mrs. Chesak?
Yes.
Ms. Fox?
Yes.
Ms. Merkel?
Yes.
Mr. McAndrew?
Yes.
Mrs. Yanni?
Yes.
Mr. Borthwick?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
8 affirmative. Thank you.
F3, motion to approve MOU with SCIU Local 32BJ. Motion to approve the MOA, Memorandum of Agreement, as outlined in the attached between SCIU 32BJ and the Scranton School District, dated January 1st, 2021, and effective through December 31st, 2028.
Second.
On the question? Roll call?
Ms. Fox?
Yes.
Ms. Merkel?
Yes.
Mr. McAndrew?
Yes.
Mrs. Yanni?
Yes.
Mr. Borthwick?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mrs. Chesak?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
8 affirmative.
Policy?
A motion to accept the resignation of Director Katie Gilmartin effective March 28, 2025.
Second.
On the question?
Yes, on the question. I would like to take a moment to thank Director Gilmartin for her professionalism and her dedicated years of service to the Scranton School District. Katie navigated this school board through some very difficult times while we were in financial recovery. I'm a better person for working with and knowing Katie Gilmartin, and I'm grateful for her friendship and wish her all the best moving forward.
Yes, on the question. 1 week ago, almost to the hour, New Jersey Senator Cory Booker started his 25-hour marathon Senate speech. As I'm sure we're all aware as we're sitting here. Everything okay over there?
Yeah, somebody just opened the door.
Okay. Oh, we're getting some water.
Might need it.
Some of what he spoke was, John Lewis, so many heroes before us, would say that this is the time to stand up, to speak up. This is the time to get in some good trouble, to get into necessary trouble. I can't allow this body to continue without doing something different, speaking out. The threats to the American people and American democracy are grave and urgent, and we all must do more. We all must do more against them. But those 10 words, if it is to be, it is up to me. All of us have to think of those 10 words, 10 two-letter words. If it is to be, it is up to me. Because I believe generations from now will look back at this moment and have a single question. Where were you? Where were you when our country was in crisis and when American people were asking for help? Help me, help me. Did we speak up? It is my firm belief that Director Gilmartin got involved in the Scranton School District in a very critical time. In 2017, there was a $33 million deficit in the budget. She was top vote getter in both Democrat and Republican in that election, and then went on to win another election. I am saddened, as it is very well known, that Director Gilmartin has been a great help to me, a person who loves my children, and you can disagree with somebody politically, but there's no reason to attack someone personally, especially when you don't know them personally. I make this pledge to make necessary trouble when needed. In your absence, you never made trouble. You never would make trouble. And that's why we go along good together, because I will always speak up, always, and no one will ever make me back down. So I want to thank you for everything that you did for this district through tough times. And I pledge to you to continue this path forward, and I will not back down. Thank you.
Yes, I'd like to say thank you to Director Gilmartin. She welcomed me with open arms to this board, and I told her that, just in a text, that she has to do what's best for her, and she appreciated that. Thank you.
Roll call.
Ms. Merkel?
Yes.
Mr. McAndrew?
Yes.
Mrs. Jani?
With regret, yes.
Mr. Borthwick?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mrs. Chesak?
Yes.
Ms. Fox?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
8 affirmative.
Vendor relations.
Okay. The first motion is to appoint special counsel for the legal RFP, and the motion to appoint Attorney Noah Katz as special counsel for the legal RFP, financial impact hourly rate, $175 per hour, billed in 1/10 hour increments, expenses reimbursement for any expenses incurred, including travel, if necessary, at the prevailing rate. I so move.
Second.
On the question, I'll do the question first.
Yeah, the question, I know some questions were directed at me during public comment. I have no relationship personally or financial with the firm at all. That lawyer, so I want to answer, Mr. Malakari's question. And that lawyer who sent the letter, I never met in my life. So tonight's vote, I'll be making a vote based on what is best for the district, from the hours and hours we put in, interviewing, reviewing contracts, discussing this as a board. It was a great process that we had. We had 3 phenomenal law firms put in and had phenomenal interviews, and it's good to see when we have a lot of people in good companies who want to work with us and for us. So that's all I have to say.
In regards to the motion at hand, there was no stipulations on utilizing this service, right? This was just an open service to board members to work through this process of the legal RFP.
I never put stipulations on anything.
Thank you.
Mr. Katz, would you please come up?
Good evening.
I just didn't know if you had anything to add to this before, obviously, anybody else speaks.
No, I'd just like to
Speak on the process.
thank the board for choosing me for this job. It's been nice to meet all you, work with all you. Nice to work with Dr. Keating again, even for just a limited amount of time. And just as to the process, I would say that I can't speak to any legal advice that I gave, obviously in public, but I do think the process was very thorough, and I do think it was very transparent, and I just thank you all for your due diligence in that process. So, thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to thank
Dr.
Attorney
Chesak.
Katz for, for working with us during this time. He's been available, answering a lot of questions, so we really appreciate that, so thank you.
As the president of the school board, I stand behind the process that was conducted by the board, central administration, and our legal counsel. This process has been transparent from the beginning. All information has been shared with every single director. Every director had full access to the lawyer hired to guide us through this process. The lawyer responded to every question posed to him. I want to emphasize, this vote is about professionalism, not personal. Personal has no place on this stage. No one here has the right to judge another person's character based on the decision-making when we've heard too many comments about people's character and question their integrity. Each director has to make their own decision as we vote and we move on. It's called democracy. Each director has the right to be and cast your vote without being ostracized. Far too often, the line between professionalism and personal are crossed. Our job is to make professional decisions in the best interest of this district, our students, and city, not just for today, but for years to come. Each one of us should cast our votes based on our individual moral compass, our interpretation of the information presented, the interviewing process, and the supporting material that was presented to us, and the questions posed and answered by the lawyer who helped guide us through this. Decision-making is a cornerstone of democracy. It is each individual's responsibility. Collectively, these individual decisions shape the overall outcome of a motion. It's unproductive and inappropriate to second-guess a Monday morning quarterback someone else's vote. While I may not agree with every decision that has been made over the past 4 years, I deeply respect the principles of democracy. The beauty of the democratic system lies in the freedom it grants for individuals to voice their opinions and vote according to their beliefs. Each with a perspective different, no one should be persecuted for exercising their fundamental right to vote. According to the Pennsylvania Department of Education, a general school district and general school district code, a school board can terminate the services of a solicitor with a majority vote at a public meeting at any time. There is no requirement to issue an RFP before doing this unless specified by district policies. So in order for us to be transparent, we did issue this to ensure this process was done correctly. When we did post this, we submitted this out to anyone and everyone. We received 3 people, and we moved forward with the process. Again, for anyone to say this wasn't transparent, in my 4 years, this was the most transparent thing we did with, again, answering every question thanks to a lawyer, and every piece of information was shared with every single director. I think people misconstrue that the RFP process is done in the public. It has never been. I don't think that's even legal. We do that and then we come out and vote. With that said, roll call.
Mr. McAndrew?
Yes.
Mrs. Yanni?
Yes.
Mr. Borthwick?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mrs. Chesak?
Yes.
Mrs. Fox? Ms.
Yes.
Fox, sorry. Ms. Markle?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
8 affirmative.
Okay, next resolution. The Scranton School Board hereby appoints the law firm of Joyce, Carmody, Moran as special education counsel for the Scranton School District at an hourly rate of $200 per hour, partner, $180 per associate, and $130 per hour paralegal, for the calendar year 2025-2027. All rates will be increased by a $10 per hour for the calendar year 2028. Said firm has met all proposal specifications. Service to begin on May 1st, 2025. The Scranton School District duly advertised request for proposals for special ed legal counsel. I so move.
Second.
On the question?
On the question, my comments, I meant to actually probably say in H5 and H6, they just cover all 3 of these topics, so same thing.
Okay, I guess I'll go. Ms. Boland, I also attended this weekend's hands-off rally, and I found it to be encouraging, and yet also I struggled because I had the opportunity to communicate with parents, friends, and community members, and I also heard their concerns regarding the future of public education. Those concerns are valid, and they're very real. With these conversations in mind, I've reflected on the themes of experience, expertise, best interest of our district, and cost, which were to be our guiding principles throughout this RFP process. So I'd like to speak to experience first. Kingspride currently serves over 30 school districts. Attorney John Freund has been practicing for over 45 years and is one of Pennsylvania's most experienced practitioners in education law. Attorney Freund was awarded the Pennsylvania School Board Solicitors Association President's Award for Distinguished Career Achievement in School Law. He also served 8 years as a school board member, 4 of those years as a board president. Attorney Jonathan Huerta is chair of Kingsbride's Taxation and Assessment Practice Group. Along with Mr. Laffey, he has negotiated numerous tax appeals and assessment matters for the benefit of our school district. In 2024, Attorney Huerta achieved a favorable ruling at the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. The court ruled in favor of Attorney Huerta's school district, dismissing a charter school's attempt to collaterally attack real estate taxes collected. Because of Attorney Huerta's efforts, he safeguarded over $250,000 for that school district and their funds. That is the attorney I want on my team. Attorney Glenna Hazeltine's career has evolved from an educator in the classroom to focusing on laws that are applicable to special education. She holds weekly meetings with our principals at this time and our administrators, and she provides ongoing training regarding current issues facing our district. In the 22-23 school year, Attorney Hazelton stepped in to serve as Acting Director of Special Education for the Scranton School District. In that role, she developed strong relationships throughout the department, leading the charge to strengthen documentation and make the district's position more defensible while ensuring any settlement dollars are used for education purposes only to benefit students. Leads me to expertise. In my opinion, a law firm that specializes in public and special education law is exactly what we need right now. With the federal mandates to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion in our public school districts and cut off our COVID relief funding, we face challenges designed to significantly impact our most vulnerable students. I feel strongly that changing our legal counsel at this time is not in the best interest of this district. King Spry is well positioned to use its vast resources to continue to serve this district during such uncertain times. And that brings me to the final element for consideration, cost. I understand that the RFP process allows for negotiation and that cost has been eliminated now as a factor, as the firm on the motion tonight has agreed to match King Spry's proposal rates. However, in my opinion, that has no bearing on value. My mother, a retired public high school English teacher, will not like that I'm going to use this quote, but because it sums up this process for me, I'll share it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Thank you.
On the question, do we have the contract?
Contract was sent this afternoon. I could go into my email and give you the time.
What was that?
I didn't receive it.
There's a lot today. You know what, it was sent, Ty, it wasn't forwarded. They don't have it right now.
We never received the contract to vote on.
It is my request at this time to table the motion, being as we do not have a final contract in hand.
Second.
So all emails have been forwarded through the president.
There's a motion on the
Right, but
table.
I understand that she's answering the question.
So all emails were forwarded through the president. They weren't forwarded through us. It's sitting there.
Okay. We have the motion to table because we don't have the contract out. Roll call?
Mrs. Yanni?
Yes.
Mr. Borthwick?
No.
Mr. Casey?
No.
Mrs. Chesak?
Yes.
Ms. Fox?
Yes.
Ms. Merkel?
Yes.
Mr. McAndrew?
No.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
4 affirmative, 3 negative, wait, I'm sorry. 5 affirmative, 3 negative, motion passes. I apologize.
Next. That's it?
There's the next motion.
H6.
Yeah. Final one. H6.
Before I put this out, do we have a contract for this?
No.
I'm asking
No.
Dr. Keating.
I'm sending everything. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it.
We don't.
Then at this point, I'm not going to put this out
We have
on the
motion to
floor.
table it.
We don't even need to table it, just remove it because I didn't make a motion to put it out.
Correct? Do we have the motion to table it? There's no more. Okay. All right.
So I guess like what,
Wait a minute. When do we expect to have this contract?
You're gonna have it in 30 seconds.
Then, Mr. Holmes, seeing that we don't have a contract and we want to have these voted on, I'd like to call for a special meeting to be advertised and to vote for this, for legal services and general purposes, hopefully next week.
We will circle back with the central administration team and get back to everyone tomorrow. Yes,
And we will call for a special meeting?
yes, but I'm not going to commit to a day and say it's next week.
No, I don't expect you
Absolutely.
to commit to a
We're gonna-
date.
we're gonna
I'm
circle
just
back.
asking to commit to a
Absolutely.
special meeting. And matter of fact, today is Monday. If we could even have it this week, I'd appreciate it.
If we can have it later, I'd appreciate that if we're gonna.
Well, we have to see what everybody's
We're gonna-
Right,
availability
yeah,
is.
See what
I don't
everyone's
want it strong
availability
armed,
is.
yes,
I
thank
think
you.
we'd have to probably take a look at the policy to see what it is to call a special meeting. I'm not sure what an
That's what I said.
Tara, we could call a special meeting
It's
at any
timestamped in
time
everyone's email at
at the call of the
8:06
president. It's been done before.
sure.
It's part of the legal.
I'm not
We're
quite
not
sure what
doing
the rush
anything
is.
illegal.
Excuse me, point of order. We're going to circle back with central administration, then we will communicate to everyone on the board. We will come up with a day and time. We will get it advertised, and we'll have the meeting. Okay? Okay. Karen, you have anything else?
No, it's timestamped in everyone's email right now.
Okay,
I sent it.
all right.
May I ask one follow-up question then? Will Attorney Katz still be available for follow-up questions with the contract if we have them, once we have a chance to review it?
Attorney Katz?
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay, no? Anything else, anybody? Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.